Hey guys, YouTube 100 here. Alright, now here's my review of 2010 Royal Rumble. Yeah, so overall, I gotta say, this was pretty mediocre. You know what I mean? This really was not that good of a show at all, really. Yeah, I mean, it was just really like, there's not really anything memorable on the show really at all. Well, really, yeah, and even the Royal Rumble match overall, it really was not interesting at all, and it was like really predictable, yeah, and yeah, I'll get to the Royal Rumble match later on. Alright. But overall, this is a pretty mediocre show. Alright, so let me just get right into it, alright? First match of the night was for the ECW Championship. Christian defending against Ezekiel Jackson. This was actually pretty good right here, yeah. I mean, I think this went beyond people's expectations, yeah. I think this is about pretty much as good a match with Ezekiel Jackson can get. Yeah, I really just never been a fan of his at all, really. I mean, I really just don't like Ezekiel Jackson. Acting not at all, really. But yeah, I'd say this might be one of, if not his best match in WWE. Yeah, like I said, I think this match went beyond people's expectations, yeah. Ezekiel Jackson was really overpowering Christian a lot in this match. Yeah. And then at one point, when Ezekiel Jackson was out of the ring, as he got back up on the ring apron, Christian like gave him a drop kick to the midsection, and he fell off of the ring apron. Then Christian jumped from the turnbuckle over to the outside of the ring. Yeah. And then, at one point, Christian was on the turnbuckle again, and Ezekiel Jackson just pulled him down by his legs. Yeah, and then Christian rolled out of the ring, and then William Regal was going to attack Christian, but the referee turned around before Regal could do anything. Then William Regal got ejected from ringside. Yeah. And Ezekiel Jackson was just overpowering Christian at some points of this match, yeah. And then, yeah, it was just kind of going back and forth, yeah. At one point, Christian got that swinging DDT onto Ezekiel Jackson, but Ezekiel Jackson survived it. Yeah. And in the end, Ezekiel Jackson was throwing Christian back first into the turnbuckle a couple of times, but then Christian countered it, and then got the kill switch in on Ezekiel Jackson, pinned him, and Christian retained the title. So yeah, pretty good match. I think it went beyond people's expectations, as I said, yeah. I give it 3 stars, yeah. And then next up was the United States Championship match, The Miz defending against MVP in just a filler match. Yeah, I really didn't like this. Yeah, I mean, this was just kind of back and forth, and this was just 7.5 minutes. And, yeah. I really just can't really comment on this very much, yeah. Basically, all that really matters is The Miz won, yeah. Yeah. And then afterwards, as Miz was like giving MVP some crap about being in prison or something, MVP then attacked The Miz, yeah. So yeah, well, I give that about 2.25. Then next up was the WWE Championship match, Sheamus defending against Randy Orton. I just did not enjoy this at all. Alright, I'm gonna be honest, I did not enjoy this at all. Yeah, I mean, seriously, I mean, this was like a 12-minute match, and like nothing memorable really happened at all. I mean, it was just kind of going back and forth. Yeah. And yeah, Randy Orton was starting to target Sheamus' knee in the match, yeah. He was just giving a bunch of shots and blows to Sheamus' knee, yeah. And at one point, Randy Orton fought out of the Celtic Cross or whatever, yeah. Yeah. And yeah, they started to fight on the outside of the ring. And yeah. And then, yeah, as Randy Orton got back into the ring, Sheamus was still on the outside. Cody Rhodes came and attacked Sheamus. Yeah, and then the referee knew what happened, and then, yeah, right when Randy Orton got an RKO onto Sheamus, he went for a cover, but the referee just called for the bell and disqualified Randy Orton, and Sheamus retained, yeah. And then Randy Orton knew what happened, then he attacked Cody Rhodes, yeah. Then Ted DiBiase came out to try to, like, stop the attack, and then Randy Orton then went after Ted DiBiase, yeah. And then Randy Orton turned right into a bro kick by Sheamus. So, yeah. I didn't enjoy it at all. I give it like 2 stars. And then next up was the Women's Championship match. Michelle McCool defending against Mickie James. This was just... Yeah, this was just like 20 seconds long. Before the match, Michelle McCool and Layla were trying to antagonize Mickie James by calling her like a pig and stuff, yeah. And then yeah, it was just a 20-second match, and Mickie James got like a DDT onto Michelle McCool and then pinned her, and Mickie James won the Women's Championship. Yeah, I'm not gonna rate this. Yeah, so let's just move on. Alright, and then next was the World Heavyweight Championship match. The Undertaker defending against Rey Mysterio. Now, despite how short this was only like 11 minutes, I still did think that this was pretty good for the time that it lasted, yeah. I didn't think Rey Mysterio really looked that weak against The Undertaker. Yeah. Now, at one point, like early in the match, Undertaker just grabbed Rey Mysterio and just threw him right over the ropes. He actually did pick him up and threw him outside of the ring, yeah. And then Rey Mysterio was on the ring apron. He tried to like bounce back into the ring, but The Undertaker like nailed him in the face, and Rey Mysterio fell back outside the ring. Yeah. And as Rey Mysterio was laying on top of the bottom rope, Undertaker then gave Rey Mysterio a leg drop. Yeah. And there were quite a bit of counters in this match. Yeah. At one point, Rey Mysterio went. I countered a last ride or something into a Hurricane Rana. And then he went for the 619, but Undertaker caught him, was attempting the tombstone, but Rey Mysterio was able to fight out of it, yeah. Yeah, and it was just going back and forth, and there were they were starting to fight on the outside of the ring, yeah. And at one point, Undertaker just push Rey Mysterio right back first into the barricade. And then Undertaker was going for the last ride on the outside of the ring, but Rey Mysterio like held on and got up onto the ring apron. Yeah. And then Undertaker at one point, he was starting to bleed from the nose. I didn't see how that happened, but yeah, he was starting to bleed from the nose, yeah. Yeah, and then in the end, and Rey Mysterio hit 2 consecutive 619s on Undertaker, and then he went for the West Coast Pop, then Undertaker caught Rey Mysterio and turned him into the last ride, and then pinned him, and Undertaker retained the World Heavyweight title. So yeah, pretty good match, despite how short it was, and only 11 minutes. I give it about 3 1/4. And then we got the Royal Rumble match. Yeah, as I said, this was like it was really predictable and just not really interesting at all. I mean, basically just the veterans just seem to dominate this Royal Rumble, alright? Like, about like 90% of the eliminations of this match were done by, like, the big stars. Yeah. Yeah. And when Edge made his return at number 29 in this match, it really just, yeah, it was just really predictable. As I said, yeah, I remember people were just really expecting Edge to return here. I mean, a lot of people were really expecting it, yeah, so it really wasn't that much of a shocker. Alright, so yeah, let me just talk about the Royal Rumble match, alright. So the first two started off were Dolph Ziggler and Evan Bourne. They were going at it, yeah. And then next up, number 3 was CM Punk, and then he eliminated both Dolph Ziggler and Evan Bourne. Then pretty much for like the next like 4 or 5 next entrance, CM Punk just was basically just eliminating them one by one, yeah. JTG entered, and yeah, CM Punk eliminated him in like only 25 seconds, yeah. Then the Great Khali entered, and then he started to go after CM Punk, yeah. And then the next entrant was Beth Phoenix, only the second woman to compete in the Royal Rumble. And then Great Khali was going to eliminate her, and when Beth Phoenix was on the ring apron, she was then kissing the Great Khali, and then was pulling him over the ropes. And then, yeah, she eliminated the Great Khali. Then she was starting to beat up CM Punk, but then CM Punk hit Beth Phoenix with a GTS and then eliminated her. And then Zack Ryder came out, and then, yeah. And then, CM Punk eliminated him quickly, yeah. Yeah. And then next entrant was Triple H, and then, yeah. Then he was starting to go at it with CM Punk. Yeah. And then eventually Triple H eliminated CM Punk. Yeah. Yeah, and then then this is when the ring started to kind of fill up a little bit, yeah. Drew McIntyre entered, and then DiBiase entered. John Morrison entered the match, and then Kane entered the match, yeah. And then, yeah. Then Cody Rhodes entered, yeah. And when it was MVP's time to enter, and as he was walking out, Miz attacked him from behind in the entranceway, yeah. And then, yeah, MVP didn't go to the ring right away, yeah. Then Carlito entered, and then the Miz was the next entrant. And when he came in, then MVP then entered, and then, yeah, he was going after the Miz, and then eliminated both Miz and himself from the match, yeah. And then Matt Hardy entered the match, and then Kane eliminated him in like only 10 seconds. And then Triple H, right after that, eliminated Kane. Yeah. And then Shawn Michaels entered the match, and then, yeah, he started to clear the ring. He eliminated Carlito, Cody Rhodes, Ted DiBiase, John Morrison, and then, yeah, then both Triple H and Shawn Michaels eliminated Drew McIntyre together. Yeah, and then the next entrant was John Cena, and then, yeah, he was being typical John Cena. You know, yeah, he was getting the better of both Triple H and Shawn Michaels. Yeah, and as he was trying to eliminate Shawn Michaels, Triple H saved him, but then Shawn Michaels then gave Triple H the Sweet Chin Music and eliminated him. So, yeah. And then, yeah, Shelton Benjamin entered, and then, yeah, he got eliminated quickly. And then Yoshi Tatsu entered, and then he got eliminated quickly, yeah. Then Big Show came out. Yeah, and then he was kind of just, like, toying around with John Cena and Shawn Michaels. Then Mark Henry came out, then him and Big Show were trying to go at it, and then eventually Big Show was being double-teamed by John Cena and Mark Henry. And then Chris Masters was the next entrant, and then, yeah, he was eliminated quickly by Big Show, yeah. Oh, yeah, I mean, not one entrant in this Rumble had a time that was even 30 minutes. Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of short times in this Royal Rumble, yeah. And then, yeah, R-Truth came out, and then he actually eliminated both Mark Henry and the Big Show from the match, yeah. And then, yeah, Jack Swagger entered the match. Yeah, and then Kofi Kingston entered, and he eliminated both Jack Swagger and R-Truth, yeah. Then, next up was Chris Jericho. He entered, and then Kofi Kingston eventually got eliminated by John Cena. And then number 29, as I said, was Edge, returning from his Achilles heel injury. Yeah. And they tried to make it seem like there was a huge ovation for Edge, but it really wasn't even that loud. I mean, Edge's entrance music was actually louder than the crowd was. Yeah. And then when Edge entered, he speared all three. Chris Jericho, Shawn Michaels, and John Cena. And then Edge eventually eliminated Chris Jericho, yeah. And then number 30 finally came out, and it was Batista. Then Edge and Shawn Michaels were on the ring apron. They were fighting each other. And then, yeah, Shawn Michaels gave Edge a switch of music back into the ring. Yeah. And then Batista came back, and then, yeah, he was trying to get Shawn Michaels to let go of the ropes, and he eventually did, and Shawn Michaels got eliminated. And after that, Shawn Michaels just was speechless. Yeah, he tried to come back in the ring, but the referee told him he was eliminated. Yeah, and then Shawn Michaels gave the referee a switch in music, and then he was slowly walking up the rampway. Yeah, and then yeah, Batista then eventually got eliminated by John Cena. And then yeah, it was down to Edge and John Cena, and John Cena dodged a spear, and then as he was charging at Edge, Edge then threw him over and eliminated him, and Edge won the Royal Rumble. So yeah, it was a very predictable and finish, and yeah, it was just the whole Rumble match. It was just really uninteresting and just a veteran-dominated Royal Rumble. So yeah, I give it about 3 stars. You know, overall the show, I give it about like a 6 out of 10. Yeah, it really wasn't like a really great show at all. Because, yeah, I mean, just a really predictable and uninteresting Royal Rumble match, and yeah, everything else was just kind of, like, good, but not great. Well, I shouldn't say that, just a couple of good matches on here, but yeah, overall it was still a really mediocre show. Alright, so that does my review of the 2010 Royal Rumble. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.